From the top, make it drop. That's some WAP. Now get a bucket and a mop. That's some WAP. I'm talking WAP, WAP, WAP. That's some WAP. Macaroni in a pot. That's some WAP. Kids, eh? Here is your wrestling news. Vince McMahon shuts down an NXT move. Chris Jericho details his retirement plans, and a title match is announced for tonight's SmackDown. We'll get to it in a bit. NXT Tuesday has been a hot talking point over the last day or so, as rumours are rife that NXT may be moving away from Wednesday nights to find another home 24 hours before it. And Dave Meltzer from the Wrestling Observer has given us a little bit of an insight into where Vince McMahon's head sits with the idea of NXT stepping away from Wednesday nights. The answer won't surprise you. From Dave Meltzer on the Wrestling Observer, quote, "I know a couple of months ago there was a meeting with Vince to discuss this very issue. And the meeting was move to another day and we'll have better viewership and a bigger audience. On that day, it was shut down for all the obvious reasons. You know, what was it we put it on TV for in the first place?" So if there was ever any doubt, there was, I mean, a few times we've heard interviews where they've said, oh no, it's just a coincidence. It's just the right time for us to put NXT on television on a Wednesday night at the same time as another wrestling show. It's not a coincidence. It's fine. It's cool. We get it. But so you can imagine that Vince McMahon isn't massively au fait with the idea of moving it away from Wednesday night, having established that you're going up against another wrestling promotion. You know, this is Vince McMahon who went through the Monday Night Wars. Could you imagine somebody telling Vince McMahon in 1997 to move Raw to like a Thursday permanently and him accepting that? No chance. I think in Vince's head this is the same thing. I don't think it is the same thing, but in Vince's head I feel like this is the same thing, and it would be seen as a bit of a shot in the stomach if NXT was to move to Tuesdays. However, it would benefit both brands. NXT has had some really strong numbers when it's been unopposed by AEW. And AEW posted a strong number for Dynamite this week. There was no NXT up against it, and they pulled in 928,000 viewers. You are just tickling that million mark at that point. It's the show's fourth highest total of 2020. So even a move for NXT would benefit AEW greatly as well. Now, we can't talk any more about NXT moving to Tuesdays without addressing a bit of an elephant in the room, something that a few reporters, a few people, myself included, left off the discussion, and that is the impact that this would have on, well, Impact. As Impact Wrestling has made Tuesday night very much its home for quite some time now. Wade Keller of Pro Wrestling Torch shared some numbers that could give us an idea of what would happen with Impact if NXT was to permanently move to a Tuesday. So Wade Keller of PW Torch says that Impact drew 171,000 viewers on the 25th of August. This was the second highest rating since Slammiversary. NXT, if it was airing last week on the same time, around the same time as Impact, and as a result, Impact drew 102,000 viewers. So a bit of a drop-off for Impact Wrestling. I know for some wrestling companies, a drop of, 70,000 might not be seen as a massive drop, but for Impact, that's a big blow. That's a massive chunk of your audience gone there. And if NXT was to make Tuesday nights its permanent home, that would be something that Impact would have to deal with. The idea that you're going to be losing a great percentage of your audience every week, and it's whether or not Impact could continue the way they're going with those numbers. The disadvantage for Impact Wrestling as well, it's as well as the fact that it's up against like the juggernaut that is WWE. It's whereas with AEW they can counter program on the fly if they need to, and I'm sure they have done. It's all right. Both parties have. It's fine. Impact Wrestling, the way they take things, where they do 6 or 7 weeks worth of wrestling shows in one block, they wouldn't have that luxury. Whatever they've got in the can for that week, they've got in the can for that week. If NXT decided to put on a 30-man, 25-woman intergender Hell in a Cell on NXT, Impact can't count a program because they'll have whatever they've had taped for quite some time. So this could present a problem to Impact Wrestling, and as I say, this is one that I don't think was addressed enough, very much by myself. I'm putting my hands up, because I think we should support Impact Wrestling a bit more. I think we should, they have been consistently putting on an incredible product. I've been watching a lot of stuff that Impact has been doing week by week. It's Slammiversary, the build to that was some of the more intriguing build that I've seen. Some of the match quality was excellent as well. They've got a great mixture right now of wrestlers from Impact/TNA past. You know, guys like your Ken Shamrocks, your Moose, your Eric Young now as the world champion. They've got a great old Motor City Machine Guns as well, lest we forget, one of the finest tag teams on the planet getting amongst it there as well. They've got some great young stars as well in amongst there, like Trey Miguel, Ace Austin and the like. And they have what I believe is the most varied, interesting women's division in mainstream wrestling, okay? So like you compare it to what AEW do and what WWE do, and you've just got a wider variety of more intriguing characters, personas and styles in the Knockouts division. Big fan of the Knockouts division. And there is an element of people don't quite know where and how to watch it. True story, if you get the Impact Plus app, you can watch the latest Impacts for free on there. It's not a shill, not being paid to say that. I just feel like I need to redress the balance from yesterday where I didn't talk enough or at all about how this move could affect Impact Wrestling. And I want to get some eyes on Impact Wrestling because I'm enjoying their work right now. Have a listen to Eric Young. He was on the Cultaholic Wrestling News podcast this week talking about how great it is to be back at Impact Wrestling and be a part of things again. You can hear that on the news podcast from Wednesday. It was a great listen. Back to NXT, and the plans for TakeOver this year suggest that we're not going to get any double headers between the black and gold brand and the red and blue brands, because we've got our next TakeOver happening on Sunday, October the 4th. No WWE show around that point. Also, November 22nd is Survivor Series. No plans for a show on the 21st, which means we're not getting a Survivor Series double weekend there. And then after that, the next TakeOver, the final TakeOver of the year, is December the 6th, which is a Sunday night. And again, no plans for a WWE show in or around there. So we're getting no double headers for the rest of this year. But we've still got 2 takeovers to come between now and the welcome arrival of 2021. Meanwhile, across the pond, NXT UK is officially back up and running. There's been tapings taking place at the BT Sports Studio in London. Got some details from behind the scenes on that for you now. Thanks to Alex McCarthy from TalkSport and Stephanie Chase as well, who have confirmed that Nigel McGuinness is indeed back in WWE. He is going to be doing commentary alongside Andy Shepherd for NXT UK. These guys were really coming into their own before NXT took a hiatus from in-ring shows. They were really blossoming as a double act on NXT UK. Now, Nigel won't be there in person because he lives in the States, so he'll be doing it down the line, very much the way that Beth Phoenix does NXT off of America. But Andy will be there in person, we understand. Possibly, there may be a case where they do the tapings away from it, but Andy will be based in the UK, so we might see a bit more on-camera stuff with Andy Shepherd. And in terms of the backstage area, Alex McCarthy shared a video of the gorilla position for NXT UK, and Shawn Michaels is going to be overseeing the tapings, and he has the ability remotely to buzz the entire studio. So he can talk to the entire studio from where he is, like a tannoy with a really long cable. So he'll be at home in Texas and he'll be able to talk directly to the team on the ground at NXT UK from there. Metal Hammer have reported that Wargasm, UK metal band Wargasm, are supplying the soundtrack to NXT UK. Their song God of War will kick off every single show. It's a proper new beginning for NXT UK right now. There's a real vibe that this is something fresh. I don't know what it means in terms of talent. I do believe we'll probably get some surprises, some new faces for NXT UK over the next couple of weeks. We'll have to wait and see. We're still waiting to hear on what's going to happen with regards to TakeOver Dublin as well. It is scheduled for October. Chances are they'll put it back again, maybe move it to the early part of 2021, but we'll wait and see on that one. NXT UK restarts proper on September 17th on the WWE Network. Chris Jericho was talking to Sportskeeda. He's made some plans for when he wants to hang up the tights. He says, quote, "I never put a time limit on anything I do, wrestling-wise. I thought back in 2015 it was time to wrap it up, and then I got into the angle with Kevin Owens and things became fun again, which led to me going to Japan, which made it even more fun, which led to me coming to AEW, which is the best thing I've done in the business in 10, maybe 15 years. I won't go anywhere. I have no intention of leaving AEW. Even if I don't wrestle ever again, I'll just be a commentator after that," which is something that I never really thought about until I had to do it when we filmed 4 weeks of TV in one day. And I just said, put me on commentary. That way, we don't have to worry about angles, because I really had no storyline to talk about at the time. So let me just do commentary. Suddenly, that became a thing. There's no reason for me to go anywhere. I'm very happy in AEW. I'm very creatively stimulated, and I enjoy coming to work every time, every week, every month, whenever it may be. And to me, the fact that I'm having as much fun as I'm having and doing the work that I'm doing now after almost 30 years in the business is a testament to the longevity that I have and also to the great environments that AEW is providing for me. So when Chris Jericho is done wrestling, he's going to hang up them tights and put on a microphone. And finally, tonight on SmackDown, we will see a championship match going down as the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax, will defend their titles against former champions, the Golden Role Models, Sasha Banks and Bayley. This is a rematch from Payback. Will Golden Role Models reclaim the belts and rebuild their friendship? I hope not, because I've really enjoyed the slow erosion of the Golden Role Models in 2020. It has been a deep joy to watch what these guys have been doing. I've really enjoyed the stuff that Sasha Banks and Bayley have been doing. Some of the best stuff I think they've ever done, in my opinion. Also on SmackDown tonight, we will have a fatal four-way match. It'll be Matt Riddle versus King Corbin versus Sheamus versus Big E. The winner facing Roman Reigns for the WWE Championship. Now, there's a few matches we've seen there before. Corbin and Reigns, Sheamus and Reigns, Riddle and Reigns, Big E and Reigns, yes, big boy slapping meat. I want a piece of that cake. Get amongst that. I want to see that happening. Sam will be here tomorrow with SmackDown Graded. He'll go through everything that happened on SmackDown tonight on the Cultaholic YouTube channel. Before that, though, today at 2 o'clock British time, we're back on Twitch for Love You By Fridays. It is you, it is I, it is live calls to our studio in parts unknown upon time. Love to have a chat with you later on today, live on Twitch. Come say hi. It's twitch.tv/Cultaholic. And if you are a Cultaholic Patreon, we will be having the after party at 3 o'clock British time. So head over to the Discord if you are a Patreon with us, and you can come and chat some more. It's just a nice Friday vibe today. Kick back, get yourself a coffee or a tea or sarsaparilla or a mimosa or a Bucks Fizz, and come join me at 2 o'clock for Love You By Friday. And if you don't, stay safe. Love you, bye.